Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I have wanted to make this kind of video for a while, but I put it off because I am not a polarizing person. I don't like being the center of attention, and I feel like within the commentary space, you're putting your opinion out there. People are going to agree, people are going to disagree. There's going to be discourse about whatever you talk about, and I just had to like mentally prepare myself for that kind of attention. Because I don't want to get yelled at in the comments for my opinion, but at the same time, I'm not going to let that silence me. If something's on my mind, I want to talk about it, I'm going to do that. So that's what we're going to do with this video. If you're interested in more commentary, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, because I do plan on doing more videos just like this one very soon. So today we're going to be talking about Kim Kardashian, which is honestly, I've never thought she would be any topic on my channel, especially not my first commentary, but here we are. So a couple months ago, or sometime earlier this year, maybe even last year, I don't remember, but essentially she made headlines for something that she said, and it riled a lot of people up. But I do think that there's a broader issue that people just didn't talk about or address nearly as much as I would have expected. There's definitely a discussion to be had about the landscape of work in our modern society and the opportunities that people have or the lack thereof, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit more today.
I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
That's so true.
You have to surround yourself with people that want to work. Have a good work environment where everyone loves what they do, because you have one life. No toxic work environments, and show up and do the work.
A lot of people argued that Kim Kardashian's privileged position makes her out of touch, so like she has no right to say what she said. And to an extent, I do agree. There is some validity to that point. The reality is, for many people, working just isn't it. Like, I don't know what else to say, but wages are stagnant, toxic workplaces, limited opportunities to grow within your company, oversaturated industries, the list goes on. Like, there are so many reasons why people don't want to work, because ultimately it's not enough. We need money to survive, we need food, we need shelter, we need clothing, and people are barely even making livable wages to afford the bare necessities of what they need to keep themselves alive. So yeah, it's really discouraging when you barely have money to get through the week, and then you have to then think about, like, are you going to eat or are you going to pay your rent? You know, like, no one should ever have to think about that. So it's like, why even bother when no matter what you do, you still barely end up breaking even? So on the one hand, I do see her point, because like, yeah, people don't want to work. Like, life is hard and it's discouraging, so it's like, why bother? But then it's at the same time, it's like, so don't complain about it. What are you going to do about it? You know, work is challenging, life is difficult, but you still have to make money, you still have to support yourself, you still have to live your life. So you need to work. While she is technically just a celebrity or influencer, however you want to slice whatever her job is, at the end of the day, there's still work involved. I don't follow the Kardashians. I barely know anything about them. Everything I know about them has just been like random stuff I've heard about them online. But even I, someone who's on the outside who doesn't follow them very closely, just by seeing them in the general public, I can see that there's a lot of work that goes into what they do. Like, influencing is a job, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's a good job or not, it is a job. Sure, influencing is not heart surgery. Sure, like, maybe there are more important jobs or more essential jobs, but at the end of the day, work is work. And if she is making her income, making her living by influencing, by being a celebrity, by promoting a certain type of lifestyle, I don't think anyone really has a right to say that she is not entitled to her opinion, because she's working just like everyone else. But also at the same time, she's really not, though, because like, what does she think that everyone's been doing all this time? Like, we've been working, Kim. What do you mean get up and work? What do you think we've been doing all this time? So I see both sides of it. I see the point of like, yeah, life sucks, but like, what are you going to do about it? Are you just going to complain and not actually try to make your situation better? But also at the same time, it's like, Kim, like, you literally have no right to tell people, like, stop being lazy, get up and work. Because, like, what do you think we're doing? We're telling you, like, people are stressed out because the work that they do isn't enough. Like, people work 40, 50, 60-hour weeks, and some of them still aren't able to break even. Like when you have a whole family to provide for, it's not just you, and even single people too. People who are my age, 25 and up, are, you know, graduated, work, trying to work. Some people can't even find jobs, but the people who lucky enough to get a job are working entry-level jobs that are barely livable wages, especially if you live in densely populated cities, because ironically those are where the most opportunities for work are, which would make so much sense if the cities where there's the most opportunities would also be the highest pay, but of course that comes with the higher cost of living as well. So it's a trade-off no matter what you choose. If you choose to live in a low cost of living area, you're not going to have as many opportunities to make more money. Whereas if you live in an area that maybe does have that kind of reach and career growth that you're looking for, well, guess what? The lifestyle of that place is going to match that income. So essentially, you're not going to be able to save or, you know, take home as much of your money as you would like to, because at the end of the day, you still have bills, you have responsibilities, you may have a family, and the wage that you're making just simply is not enough. So for my personal take, honestly, I'm self-employed. You guys know that already. I have been applying to jobs basically nonstop since I graduated. I say nonstop, it has been on and off for the last year or so, because after a point, it's just like it's not getting anywhere. And instead of just waiting and sitting around and hoping that I will finally get lucky and someone will hire me, I decided to take matters into my own hands and create my own opportunities. Hence this YouTube channel, hence my design business, hence my candle business. Like there's a bunch of things that people can do to create additional opportunities for themselves, instead of just sitting around and either like hoping for something to change or just giving up entirely and just doing nothing to better their situation. Like you have to try. Again, Kim doesn't really have the right to say like get up and work, because she is very privileged to be in a position where honestly she doesn't even need to work. Like sure, to maintain her level of lifestyle, she probably has to make a certain amount of money to maintain that, but she's not living paycheck to paycheck. She's not like one emergency away from being homeless like the average person is. You know, the people who are on the receiving end of her message are not in the same position of her, for her to say something that is just so like lacking nuance, you know? I think the solution, because really the solution would be systemic change across our entire society. Like people need to make livable wages, but that's another conversation. I don't even know if I want to get into that. But for now, the sake of this one video, the solution is betting on yourself and creating your own opportunities. You have to invest in your own strengths, your own ideas, your own talents, and create something that is sustainable for you. Of course, it's going to be a slow grind. It's not going to be easy. Starting a business is never easy. Starting a YouTube channel is never easy, especially with algorithm changes and YouTube partnership criteria changing like every year, apparently. So it's definitely not easy, but I don't think the solution is to just give up and not do anything with your life. But I do really feel for people who are just like really going through it, because myself, like I said, I have kind of removed myself from the job market because I wasn't getting anywhere. I found it better for myself to use the time that I would be applying to jobs and, you know, doing all this research and brushing up my resume and building a portfolio and blah, 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 blah. I decided to use that time to work on myself, to build my own business, to create avenues for myself to be creative, and eventually, hopefully, I will be able to monetize all of that hard work and have my own businesses. So I don't know what that may look like for you. Everyone is different. Of course, not everyone is cut out for the entrepreneurial life. Like, yet that has to be said. But I don't think that you shouldn't try. Like, at the very least, I think starting a YouTube channel, starting a blog, starting small is something, instead of just giving up and just hating what she said for the sake of hating her because she's rich. Again, I don't want to like ruffle a bunch of feathers when I say this, but what she said wasn't wrong. It's just the fact that she said it And I guess the way that she said it, that really hurt people. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do about your situation? And that's kind of my mindset. I feel like you have to take responsibility for your life because no one else is going to do that. Yes, you can say that the world is unfair, and it definitely is. But what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to make your situation fair, to make things better for you and the people around you? Again, like I said, this warrants a broader discussion. It warrants, widespread change across our entire society, but we're just not going to get there, like at least not from one video, not from overnight. But the bare minimum, what you can do is to focus on yourself and better yourself and improve your life so that you know that you are protected, that, if you get laid off tomorrow, at least you have your own personal things that you're working on that are making you money. Even if it's a little bit, you can save 100% of your side income so that if and when the time comes that you're ready to be on your own, or unfortunately you're let go from your job, you have the money saved up from this additional income that you have been working on. Or you don't even have to go the social media route. Like I said, that's like starting small. YouTube, Instagram, these things are free for you to start. But if you are really passionate about something, if you're really skilled in a certain trade or a certain service, you can open up your own service-based business and serve your local community. That is also starting small. It's not, going straight to the internet, where you have all this reach and all of these opportunities to grow. But if you bank on your community and, everybody works together to do their part, you can create something really special. Because, let's say you're like a really good craftsman and you build furniture, and then another person in your community is a designer and they build websites, and another person does landscaping. All of these different people offer something unique that not only strengthens your community, but also you're not just depending on a career, especially when, wages are not keeping up with the increased cost of living. At the very least, you can have your own small business, a small family business, a small community-centered business where everyone is offering their strengths and their talents to help each other and strengthen your community as a whole. So I think there are many opportunities for people to look into. If there's something that you're interested in learning, you can, read, you can do your own research to learn new skills and to learn how to make more money in addition to your 9 to 5 or in replacement to your 9 to 5. But I don't think the solution is to just give up and just point fingers at the rich and be like, it's your fault, or like, how dare you tell me to work? Like, I've been working. I understand the frustration. And it's completely valid to feel that way. But again, there's some validity to what she said. You have to still work to survive, but also if you want to live a good life, that's only going to happen if you're able to make more money, and you can only make more money by working. And working more hours at your job may not be it, but finding other pathways for income might be the solution. So I just want to keep this short. That's my first commentary video. Please don't like get all crazy in the comments. I know that this is a touchy subject. Talking about money is always something that people are wary of, but I did want to share my opinion because as I've been making videos about personal development and just tackling things in my own life, I make videos about things that I am personally going through and learning about. And I don't think that I can continue to make those videos trying to uplift and inspire people while also not being honest about, what I think when it comes to stuff like this. Like, yeah, of course, I could just not make a video about it and just keep my opinions to myself, which I have for a long time. But I do believe that ultimately it is positive to have these discussions, because if there's another way to do something, then I want to share that, because why not? What's the harm in trying something new? What's the harm in trying to better yourself? What's the harm in, trying to get out of a tough situation? If you're struggling to make ends meet and you feel like you're at rock bottom, you have nothing to lose. So why not try to invest in yourself? Why not bank on yourself and, you know, try to be your own boss? If you don't want to work for other people, work for yourself. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Comment below some other topics you may be interested in discussing, and I might make a video about them. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Bye!